Welcome to Lento Business English. Ready to level up your business English? Here we learn through stories. Slow, clear, and fun. Listen, relax, and enjoy the journey.
1. Introduction. It is April in the year 2025. We are looking at an important story happening in the United States. This story involves some very well-known names and big ideas about how business and government work together. It is a time with new challenges and discussions. Let's meet the main people in this story. First, there is Donald Trump. He is the 47th President of the United States. This is his second time leading the country. His first time as president was from 2017 to 2021. After some years away, he returned to the White House in January 2025. Next, there is Jeff Bezos. He is famous worldwide for starting the company Amazon. Amazon is a huge global company. Millions of people use it every day to buy things online. Jeff Bezos is now the executive chairman of Amazon, which means he is still a very important leader there. The main problem we will look at is about international trade and special taxes called tariffs. President Trump, in his second term, has put new tariffs in place. Tariffs are taxes that a country charges on goods coming in from other countries. If a company imports products like electronics or clothes to sell in the United States, it might have to pay these extra taxes. These tariffs can change how much things cost. This is a big deal for companies like Amazon. Amazon buys and sells many products from all over the world. President Trump's new tariff rules directly affect Amazon's business operations and costs. A key event happened recently that shows this tension. Some news reports said Amazon considered showing its customers exactly how much the new tariffs added to the price of certain products on its website. When President Trump learned about this possibility, he called Jeff Bezos directly on the phone. This phone call highlights the central conflict. How should companies deal with these new government tariffs? This chapter introduces the situation. We have the president, the powerful business leader, the giant company, and the main issue of trade tariffs. The relationship between President Trump and Jeff Bezos and between the U.S. government and Amazon is complex and changing. We will explore this relationship and see how government policies impact large businesses and potentially the prices ordinary people pay for goods. 2. The big company. Amazon is a very, very big company. People all over the world know its name. In the year 2025, it is one of the most important businesses globally. It started a long time ago in 1994. At first, it only sold books online, but now Amazon is much more than a bookshop. Today, Amazon is famous for two main things. First, it is a huge online shop. You can visit its website and buy almost anything. It sells clothes, food, televisions, toys, and things for your house or garden. Millions of people use Amazon to shop online every day. Second, Amazon provides computer services for other businesses over the internet. This is called cloud computing. Many companies use Amazon's cloud services to run their websites and store information. Amazon also works with digital streaming like movies and music and artificial intelligence, which helps computers think like people. Jeff Bezos started Amazon. For many years, he was the boss, the chief executive officer or CEO. He stopped being CEO in 2021. Now he is the executive chairman. This means he still helps to lead the company. Mr. Bezos owns a large part of Amazon. He is also one of the richest people in the world. In March 2025, he was the second richest person. Amazon does business in many parts of the world. It has offices and large buildings called warehouses in different countries. Its website works in more than 20 countries. From these websites, Amazon sells products to hundreds of millions of customers. These customers live in many different places. Amazon needs to get products from factories and sellers everywhere. It buys things from one country and often sells them in another country. The company has centers to help customers and places to keep computer data all around the globe. Because Amazon operates in so many countries, international business is key. It moves products across borders all the time. It buys goods from places like Asia, Europe, and North America. Then, it sells these goods to customers who might live far away. For this reason, the rules about trade between countries are very important for Amazon. These rules affect how easily Amazon can buy and sell products internationally. They can change the cost of products and how the company works every day. Understanding these trade rules helps Amazon run its large, global business. 3. The President returns. Donald Trump became the President of the United States again on January 20, 2025. This was his second time as president. His first time was from 2017 to 2021. He is only the second president in American history to serve 2 times that were not back-to-back. When Mr. Trump was president the first time, he had strong ideas about trade between the United States and other countries. He often talked about making trade fairer for America and protecting American jobs. He believed that some countries were not playing fair in trade. In his second time as president, starting in 2025, President Trump brought back some trade ideas and started new ones. His government put new taxes on goods coming into the country from other places. These taxes are called tariffs. The new rules included very high tariffs on products imported from China. The tax on Chinese goods was set at 145%. This is a very large increase. For goods coming from most other countries around the world, there was a new basic tariff. This tariff was 10%. This means that almost all goods imported into the United States would have at least this extra cost added. The government explained why they put these tariffs in place. Officials said the tariffs were needed to help American companies and workers. They wanted to encourage people to buy products made in America. They also wanted companies to bring their factories and supply chains back to the United States. This is sometimes called onshoring. The White House said that big companies should not just make customers pay the extra cost from the tariffs. They believed the tariffs would help the country's economy and make American manufacturing stronger. These trade policies were a major part of President Trump's plan in his second term. They would affect many businesses, including large online sellers that get products from all over the world. 4. What are tariffs? A tariff is like a special tax. Governments put this tax on goods that come into their country from other places around the world. Imagine toys, clothes, or electronics made in another country. When these products arrive in a new country to be sold, the government might charge a tariff on them before they can enter the market. How does this work in practice? When a ship or plane brings goods across the border, officials check them. If there is a tariff rule for those specific goods, the company importing them must pay the tax. This payment usually happens at the border or port. The money collected from tariffs goes directly to the government. Why do governments decide to use tariffs? There are several main reasons. Firstly, tariffs can be a way for the government to raise money. Secondly, and often more importantly, governments use tariffs to protect businesses inside their own country. By making imported goods more expensive, tariffs can encourage people to buy products made locally instead. This is meant to help local companies grow and keep jobs in the country. Governments also use tariffs as a tool during discussions or disagreements with other countries about trade rules and fairness. What happens when a government puts tariffs on goods? These taxes can change things for many people and businesses. One common effect is on the prices people pay in shops. Because tariffs add an extra cost to bringing goods into the country, the final price of those imported goods often goes up. This means customers may find themselves paying more for everyday items or special products that come from abroad. Businesses that rely on importing goods, like the online shopping company Amazon, feel the effects directly. They are the ones who often have to pay the tariff tax first. This increases their costs of doing business. These companies then face a choice. They might decide to pass this extra cost on to their customers by increasing prices. Or sometimes the company might absorb the cost itself, which means it earns less profit on those sales. President Trump used tariffs as part of his trade policy. For example, his government put a very high tariff, 145%, on many goods imported from China. There was also a basic tariff, 10%, placed on goods coming from most other countries around the world. These actions are real examples of how tariffs work and how they can affect trade between nations and the prices consumers pay. 5. The phone call. It was April 29, 2025. News reports talked about Amazon. The report said Amazon was thinking about a new plan. The plan was to show customers how much money tariffs added to the price of some products. People shopping on Amazon would see the product price, and next to it, the extra cost because of President Trump's tariffs. These tariffs were high for some countries, like 145% for goods from China and a 10% tax on goods from most other places. Showing these costs could make people see how tariffs changed prices. President Trump learned about this possible plan. He was not happy. A senior White House official said the president was angry. This official asked reporters, why should a multi-billion-dollar company pass off costs to consumers? The president acted quickly. He picked up the phone and called Jeff Bezos, the founder and executive chairman of Amazon. Later that day, President Trump spoke to reporters. He said the phone call with Jeff Bezos was a good call. He told them, Jeff Bezos was very nice, he was terrific. President Trump also said that Bezos solved the problem very quickly. It seemed the president was now happy with the situation. But before that, people working for the president were very critical. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said Amazon's idea was a hostile and political act. She believed it was unfriendly towards the president's trade rules. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick also spoke. He called the idea nonsense. He said in an interview that a 10% tariff would not change many prices. He gave an example, saying maybe the price of a mango could change because America does not grow many mangoes, but he thought most prices would stay the same. Amazon quickly responded to the news reports. An Amazon spokesperson sent a message. The message said the idea of showing tariff costs was never a consideration for the main Amazon site. They stated clearly that nothing has been implemented on any Amazon properties. However, the spokesperson did say they thought about listing import charges on Haul. Haul is Amazon's smaller website selling items for less than $20. But even for Haul, the spokesperson said the plan was never approved and not going to happen. Not everyone in government agreed with the White House view. Senator Chuck Schumer, a different political leader, encouraged businesses to show tariff costs. He said, "People deserve to know the impact tariffs have on their finances." He wanted customers to see the real cost. This disagreement showed how difficult the tariff issue was for businesses and politicians. 6. Prices and people. New taxes on goods coming into the country, called tariffs, can change many things. One important question is about the price of products we buy every day. When the government adds a tariff, who pays the extra cost? Does the company pay it, or does the customer pay more money for the item? Companies that bring goods from other countries have to pay these tariffs. They must decide what to do next. Sometimes, a company might decide to pay the tariff cost itself. This means the company makes less profit, but the price for the customer stays the same. Other times, a company might add the tariff cost to the price of the product. This means the customer pays more. Some people in the government think big companies should pay the costs themselves and not make customers pay more. They ask why a very rich company would need to increase prices for normal people. We can see examples of how tariffs change prices. Other online shops like Shein and Temu sell many products that come from China. China faces very high tariffs. These companies have said that the tariffs made them change their prices. Temu even started showing customers a new charge for import costs when they pay for their items. This shows that tariffs are already making some things more expensive for shoppers. Showing the tariff cost next to a product's price can be seen as a political action. When Amazon thought about doing this, some government officials called it an unfriendly move. They thought it was a way to make the government's tariffs look bad. However, some politicians believe people should know exactly how much tariffs add to the prices they pay. They think customers have a right to see this information clearly. It helps people understand how government decisions affect their money. These new tariffs and changes in the market may also affect very wealthy people. For example, reports say that Jeff Bezos' net worth, which is how much money he has, went down by about $30 billion early in 2025. These reports suggest that the government's tariff rules and changes in the stock market were some of the reasons for this big decrease. This shows that the effects of tariffs can be wide, touching both regular shoppers and the heads of giant companies. 7. A new relationship. The year 2025 showed some possible changes in the relationship between President Trump and Jeff Bezos. It looked different from before. After President Trump won the election for his second term, Jeff Bezos tried to build a better connection. He sent a message to congratulate the president. He also accepted an invitation and went to the White House for dinner. It seemed like Bezos, the founder of Amazon, wanted a more friendly relationship with the government this time. Amazon, the huge company Bezos started, also took steps that showed support. The company gave a large amount of money, $1 million, to help pay for President Trump's inauguration ceremony. This is the important event when a new president officially starts their job. Also, Amazon is helping to make a documentary film. This special film project is about the First Lady, Melania Trump. These actions suggest Amazon wants to work well with the president and his team. President Trump has also said some positive things about Jeff Bezos lately. After their phone call about showing tariff costs, the president spoke to reporters. He said that Bezos was very nice and terrific. He added that Bezos solved the problem very quickly and called him a good guy. In a different interview with a magazine, President Trump said Bezos was 100% and had been great. These words sound much friendlier than comments made in past years. Before President Trump started his second term in January 2025, the relationship was often difficult. There were public disagreements between them. President Trump sometimes criticized Amazon and Jeff Bezos strongly. So, these recent friendly words and actions are quite a change from the past. However, the big problem about tariffs has not disappeared. The president's new rules about high taxes on goods coming from other countries are still a major challenge for Amazon. Amazon imports many products into the United States, especially from countries like China. The very high tariffs make these products more expensive to bring in. This important disagreement about trade policy is happening at the same time as Bezos and Trump seem to be trying to have a better relationship. So, is this truly a new, friendly connection? Or is it just a temporary calm period while they try to manage the difficult tariff problem? Both the president and the head of Amazon seem to be making an effort to be polite and work together. But the basic disagreement about trade rules and tariff costs has not gone away. The actions of Amazon and the positive words from the president show an effort, but the future of their relationship remains uncertain because of the ongoing tariff situation. It is a complicated time for the giant technology company and the United States government. 8. What happens next? The problem between Amazon and President Trump about showing tariff costs seems finished for now. After the phone call between Jeff Bezos and the president, Amazon said it will not show the extra tax costs on its main website. The company said it thought about doing this on its smaller website, Haul, but decided not to. So the immediate argument is over. But this event shows a bigger picture about business and government. What does this situation mean for the future? It touches on important things like America's rules for buying goods from other countries. President Trump has put high taxes, called tariffs, on many products coming from outside the United States. This changes how companies like Amazon do business because they sell many things made in other countries. Will the government put more pressure on big companies about these tariffs? We do not know yet. The situation also affects online shopping around the world. If tariffs make products more expensive, will people buy less? Some other online shops like Shein and Temu already say they changed prices because of tariffs. One shop even shows an extra import cost when people pay. This could change how and where people choose to shop online. Will shoppers see higher prices everywhere? Will they understand why prices are changing? This event also raises questions about the connection between big technology companies and the government. Amazon is a very large and important company. How will it work with the government in the future, especially when they disagree on big topics like trade taxes? Jeff Bezos worked to build a better relationship with President Trump after the election. They had dinner together, and Amazon gave money for the president's start party. President Trump even said nice things about Mr. Bezos recently. But the tariff problem shows that disagreements can still happen easily. So, many questions do not have answers yet. Will Amazon face new problems because of the government's trade rules? How much will prices really change for people buying things online? And can the new, friendlier relationship between Jeff Bezos and President Trump continue if they disagree on important business matters? The story of Amazon, the president, and the tariffs is not finished. What happens next is still not clear.